This week on Mob Rules,
we are joined again by the Glacial Geek.
Geisha Cake.
Geisha Cake.
Yeah, Geisha Cake.
Geisha Cakes.
We talk about Gamer Tale as we start the Tale of Four Gamers.
With like 10 of us.
Yeah, it's like Gamergate, but not as interesting.
Shut up,
yeah,
Phil.
or like a hockey team.
We talk about the Emperor of Mankind.
And we welcome back an old friend.
Me?
eBay
No,
Price
you
is
were on
Right.
last time.
eBay Price is Right.
it's
eBay
been
Price is Right. It's
full-
been a full year of
Mob Rules.
Mob Rules.
You can do it this
Mob
time, Phil.
Rules.
Oh, the peaking.
As they'll ever be.
All right. Hey,
What's up?
how's it going?
Yeah, welcome to Mob Rules, episode
Hey.
26. The podcast that hit the record button this time.
As I double check.
Yeah.
So we're back at my place to kind of recapitulate on the...
Back at Studio A.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure that I delete it like last time.
So today we're talking about the immortal god Emperor of Mankind, or the Emperor, as we originally talked about in our first non-recorded episode.
Down one member.
Yeah, down one member a little bit. So Peace Joe. Well, we'll
R.I.P.
pretend he's here, and we'll just add in
R.I.P.
farting noises every now and then.
R.I.P. Joe. R.I.P.
Yeah,
He's not dead. Don't
Can I pour a beer out for a homie on your carpet?
Please. That'll go really well.
But yeah, so
Maybe an energy drink.
so we're going
Or
to
pee. We'll blame it on the dog.
Just pee in a corner in
spears-
memory of Joe.
and never was a more apt phrase written. I of course am John, joined as always by
Hey, Ted.
Hey,
Oh,
Ted.
hey, John.
Yeah, hey, Ted.
It's good to see you.
And once again, we have kidnapped Phil, our glacial geek,
Send help.
who is not allowed to leave. I've been carrying him around in the bed of my truck.
They said they strapped a bomb to my neck. I'm not sure if they're lying or not, but it's not really worth testing.
Well, we said beard.
At least he gets fed.
Yeah, they said they hid it in my beard, and honestly, it's impossible to figure out if that's true or not.
We threatened to cut off his man bun, and the stress was just too much.
Oh.
And he
That's
was
where,
no.
like Samson. That's where all my power comes from. My abilities to roll ones comes right
Samson's
from the man bun.
Samson's power did not come from his man bun.
It did actually. That was like one of the few details they left out in the original telling, was that he always wore it in a man bun. They never spoke of it, and that's why she cut it off. She was like, "I'm tired of your man bun," and just cut it off. And he was like, "Oh, that's all my power." And she's like, "Oh, snap."
You know, I was getting shit for a while for that one picture that I posted
Oh,
of
yeah.
you and I with a man bun.
Yeah.
Good, you
Up
should've.
until like a week ago, like people, I've been bald. I think for the past like month and a half or something.
say,
like that. And like people are still like, "Hey, how's the man bun?" Like, motherfucker, I don't.
You had it for one day.
I cut it off after that.
Yeah,
after that faithful picture.
See, that was the problem, is that you only cut it off after that one picture. You have to ride through that until 3 pictures, and then people are like, "Well, this is not worth it anymore." Did you just turn me way off?
yeah,
Yeah, I turned
I know,
it
it's
down.
They're
a
like,
little
"Oh,
bit.
he's talking about man buns again."
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No.
Sadly, still we can.
Now we're gonna go to content.
Yeah. Okay. Boo.
So what have you been up
Anyway,
to, John?
in other man bun news,
In other Man Bun news, not Man Bun John,
Like bun buns.
one of our local guys got a nostalgia boner. Is the only way I can really phrase it.
Yeah.
David, one of our local players, remembered an old White Dwarf series called A Tale of Four Gamers.
I remember that one. There was one of the guys was a Crimson Fist player, I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'd watch those once in a
The
while.
one I remember was actually for Warhammer Fantasy, I think. Oh no, it was an old article where some guy was trying to paint 100 goblins the night before a big fantasy game.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember now.
That's horrible.
But I mean, it boils down to essentially starting a new army gradually and on a budget, which is something I struggle with personally.
Yeah.
When I'm just like,
yeah, especially John struggles with, where he's like, "I'm going to try this new army, and I'm going to buy everything they have in triplicate."
How do I put Forge World in this?
Yeah.
that was a thought that ran through my head. But so
In the
no,
discount section.
we're starting week one. With a $100 budget, which and we're allowing store discounts, so it's not an entire
Up to 20%.
Up to 20%,
Right.
yeah. None of this staff or or cost malarkey. So that's, and the only rule is everyone must get one of the start collecting boxes or the equivalent of.
Okay, yeah, because I think Phil and I are doing the Death Storms, which is
right,
the equivalent.
which is a starter box or a discounted like jump start into the hobby.
Yeah,
I'm using this
like an eBay army.
Yeah,
painted horrible. About 2,000 points for $50.
Yeah, mine are all
$50.
Mine are all painted gray.
It's pro painted. I am using this to finally get my Space Marines assembled and painted. Phil, you're in on this too.
Yeah,
what are you up to?
I'm going to be making Hive Fleet Glacier. So it's my Tyranids that I've been stockpiling like the end of the world is about to come, and Tyranids are going to save me or something.
Okay.
And I've just
Phil
been having
gives
them
me
sitting
shit
there
for
on
buying
screws.
stuff, and then he's like, "I've stockpiled Tyranids."
I've got 2 sets of the Death Storm because Ted and I both bought a Death Storm and then split this. Like when it first came out, so over a year ago, I think at this point.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm going to do Tyranids a year ago, and then so then I have 2 sets of the Death Storm Tyranids. I got a bag of 20 Gene Stealers that were just being sold at a store over on Long Island called Grimm Brothers and Brothers Grimm. And it was just a bag of like 20 Gene Stealers for like.
Was it out of like
$15.
a set or something? Or
No, they're all cut off the sprue. It's just like 20 Gene Stealers.
Oh,
just
wow.
A sack of Gene Stealers.
I actually think you said you were starting Tyranids before I started Tyranids.
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
so too. I definitely think so.
So I think your Space Marines were new at the time.
Yeah.
You were orcs and dabbling in Space Marines.
Yeah, you were like, I'm
And
going to
then
be
you went-
Imperial Fist forever, and then
Then I
you're
got my
like,
ass handed to me twice because I'm like, I can't just run straight forward at the enemy.
All my orc training has done me wrong.
That's the only strategy I know. Now I'm going to do Tyranids.
Yeah, I could run straight at the enemy.
And after just noticing that Ted's ceiling has boobs,
Oh, right.
Ted,
They're really highfalutin boobs.
what are you?
With golden nipples.
that gap in the center is disgusting.
It's like old lady boobs.
Teddy, what are you doing for?
You just called me
I
Teddy.
did call you Teddy.
It's so lame.
And now that we know that you don't like it, it's going to stick, Teddy.
It's always like old women. They call me Teddy. That and like the Indian tech line. Hello, Teddy. No, it's just Ted. No, okay, Teddy. Yeah, man.
It's like, thank you, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you turn it off and on again? Sorry for our
Every time.
Sorry for our 2 listeners in India.
I went round and round on it, and finally went back to the Flesh Terrors. So gonna do that. This will be less hobbying involved because I think originally I was gonna do my Plague Marines, but it takes me about a week to do a squad.
I was
Plague works.
I was gonna say you end up with like really high quality output, but the amount of time each model takes is like the amount of time my entire army takes to put together.
And I have about like 5 hours a week of hobby time. So it's like, oh man.
So it works, yeah.
Yeah. But it was like, I think it was the thought was like, all right, well, I could do orcs, except I have like 80,000 boys, like probably about 20,000 points worth of boys, and like a bunch of unassembled. So like, well, I could put them together, but I have way too many. I could do Iron Hands, but I have way too many of those guys put together. So I think the Flesh Terrors, I don't have too many tactical squads put together, so that'll help it out. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
Because this is going back to like old school for you, because you used to. I remember when you first got me back into this, that you were like, oh, I love the Flesh Terrors. They're like, they're my bros. And then you're like, now I'm going to make every other army except for them.
I do that. Like orcs are my thing, but like I never play orcs. This is like a Red Walk campaign. Yeah. And like back to my Flesh Terrors, it's if I like something, I don't use it. I don't play with it.
Yeah.
Flesh Terrors.
If I like something, I don't eat it. I eat all the peas and like the stewed asparagus.
Saving them for last.
Yeah, leave the cookie for last.
Yeah.
And then by then I'm full. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it, cookie. You've gotten away this time.
Flesh Terrors, they're my bros. Ooh, a Spartan. I'm going to paint you Iron Hands.
Yeah. Now I'm going to work on my orcs. Ooh, look at these knights. I'm going to make 40 of them.
Oh.
It's only funny because it's true.
Yeah.
We all have self-control problems. I have to say for my guys, I'm super on the fence about chapter-wise. I know I was talking to you, Ted, earlier in the week. I was going to do Fist's Exemplar Force.
Yeah.
Based off of the Beast based
See, this is why John and I hang out. Like,
What are you gonna do? Are you just gonna prime them gray and then like dip them in Nullen Oil and call it good?
Shut your fucking mouth.
That's exactly what you would do.
That's what the plan was. Well, no, because
the gray specters.
Yeah.
well, I can do edge highlighting with gray. I can do other kind of stuff like that. You don't have to, but like it was honestly
It's
after,
literally described as just like plain ceramite. They're the gray hordes in reality, like in the fluff form.
Again, you're swaying the argument towards physics.
Like, this sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I
Sounds
don't have to pick
amazing.
yellow.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as opposed to your Imperial Fist, where you're like, I'll paint one Marine. It took me 9 years. I'm gonna do Tyranids now.
I'll just I'll put it together and then cover it in Nuln Oil. The John way.
Just even skip the priming process. There we go. I like that.
But no, it was honestly based off of, in spoiler alert, the first 50 pages of Book 7 with I'm known as
Wait, Book 7? No spoilers.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Don't you dare.
I'm saying
I
I
haven't
even
read that yet.
I haven't
we
bought
haven't
it yet.
started. Yeah, seriously.
Well, I'm going to say I'm sure we're going to talk about it at a later date.
Spoilers.
I said,
Spoilers.
I'm sure we're going to talk about it at a later date, but it made me really, really, really want to do Fist Exemplars as an army. I did, however, I think I've recanted back to Imperial Fists based on the fact I have a Fire Raptor, 3 drop pods, and a bunch of vehicles already painted as
What are you
Imperial
gonna do with
Fists.
And the fact that we would mock you mercilessly for bringing unpainted Marines.
All right. So real quick, before you go back to the Sigismund, I have to say, like, painting black is the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard to get like depth or something like an interesting texture or interesting like fades and stuff on it. Like, it's just so stark. So if you're gonna go that route, really try to push for like an alternate way of doing it than just painting black and highlighting.
Hey Ted,
It's just really
ask
hard.
me what color my Raven Wing is.
Or what color it isn't.
No,
Black.
It's definitely not black. It's green.
It's green.
I have green Raven Wing. That's right.
Yeah.
Because black sucks.
And a lot of people with Marines, they'll try and like do like extreme edge highlighting on black armor, but like
That's the
5
only
times
thing.
out of 10 it looks good. The other 5 times it looks like someone jizzed gray paint over the
gosh.
edges.
Yeah, I think I saw a Black Templar's army that was for sale recently, and it was like, oh, that's a nice, inconsistently thick edge highlight.
Yeah, it's
so, I mean,
tough.
and some of his stuff was nice. I mean, I'll give him that.
Oh.
But yeah, some of it was very thick on the edges. But yeah, so I'm using this. Like I said, I'm like 90% sure it'll be. I've stopped reading the book until I've started assembling and painting because I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm just going to strip everything. Like all these like thousands of points of Imperial Fists I have.
The pain.
Yeah. It's mainly the Fire Raptor that's holding me back. Because I love it. I think I really like how the yellow turned out. I need to finish.
I think yellow looks really good. Like, it's a color you don't see on the battlefield.
Because it's a pain in the ass to paint.
You
That's
know,
why you
it's-
don't see
it's
it.
It's not terrible. I picked up a nice little guide from some painting blog, Tale of Painters, and it was really a nice step-by-step guide to how to get a good yellow. The only thing I
How
hate
many layers was it? I remember you talking about it. How many layers was it?
it's about 8 layers.
Yeah, okay.
But individual color.
See, my patience for painting that does not equate to that. I get maybe.
Are you using
3.
your airbrush?
Yeah, I will be
Okay. I think that's gonna save your Badootie.
because
Whatever
well,
Badootie
That
is.
helped a lot with my Deathwing. My Deathwing.
I need to make the final decision though. I bought a Spartan. I need to make the decision before I start painting that because that's like kind of my no return from point, or my point of no return. So I think I'm
Rainbow.
One chunk of expensive resin wasn't enough. Wasn't the no return point?
No, a 100-pound chunk of resin is not the return point. 200 pounds of expensive resin is. But I'm excited for it. I'm actually really pumped for this league. It's a lot more. We've had leagues recently that have been very intense and time invested.
I have no idea what you mean.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I signed up.
Says the only
I was
person
gonna
here
say,
without children.
No one sitting at this table put in all that effort to come in second.
Yeah.
By 1 point.
I mean, it was-
Wait, what?
Yep.
A league?
Yeah.
Which league?
tier
Escalation league
1
that they
did
did
an
at tier one?
escalation.
You came in
league.
second?
Yeah, by 1 point.
Wow. Who? Tada?
Nope.
Who won the first?
Matt Anon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bitter about that at all. You can tell by the tone of the voice. But no,
Get excited, man.
No, I know. It was cool. And I actually enjoyed it a lot.
I think I was probably third from the bottom.
Oh, I think I
I
was.
had a bunch of bat reps.
Which
from
is
it.
why
It
I
was
said
really
third
cool.
from the bottom, not second
Yeah,
from the bottom. John.
I'm dead last. But no, it's just I don't have time to play 4 games a week.
Oh, yeah.
And the points escalated 250 points every week. And with Tyranids, I was just like, well, Jesus, I can't paint 300 term guns in a week and play 4 games. So the pace
Well,
kinda
like
got
most
away from
people
me.
have armies already put together.
That's kind of what it was just people are just using their
It's not people like John and I who decided like we're going to start a brand new army for this.
Well, in my defense, it was promoted as for people to get into the game. And
but you got 10 points for starting an army you hadn't done before.
yeah.
Well, if you quit your job,
If I quit my
or
job,
got a real job,
handed over full custody of my kids,
you know,
then yeah,
sounds about worth it.
sounds about worth it.
Stop sleeping.
Here pretty soon it's going to be weird if you snuggle with your son, but if not weird if you snuggle with your minis.
That's right. That's right. So our rules are: we have $100 for our first week. We have a start collecting box or
$101.
$101 because
Oh, okay.
somebody bitched that they couldn't buy a start collecting Space Marine box and a Razorback. I don't know who that is. I want to apologize for my behavior on that. Because but my Razorback was exactly $101.
Oh, that was you.
That was me. That was me.
I think there was another guy that was asking it too because I think it was like with the start collecting box plus like a box of
Dildos.
I don't know. Like, I think it's just whatever
Cookies.
it was. It's like a lot of the armies it came out
plugs.
to like 101.
After all that, I changed it because I looked at my competition.
Look at
I was
this
going to get I'm going to get a drop pod. Is the rest of it?
Now you can cash these, right? Like you don't have to.
Right, you don't have to spend it. It can be saved for next
I
time.
was hoping to not use the whole thing and then buy a Storm Raven at some point, but that's a lot of cashing.
Yeah, but so our
By
first
week 6, Ted actually has a model on the table.
okay, so our first week is $100, and then
$101.
every $101, yeah,
And then we're
and one fuck you for Phil. And then every 2 weeks after that, there's another $50 goes into your fund. So it's essentially $100 a month with a $50 bonus for the first thing, and then it's maximum of 2 games played every 2 weeks. I think for me, I was like, oh, I can keep up with that schedule. I'm excited for it. I think the likelihood of seeing fully painted stuff in this, which is the most exciting part, is super hardcore. Phil's super behind it, so he can get more people to abuse on YouTube.
Super behind it. I love any of these things that we've been doing where they're like, oh, this league needs to be painted. I'm like, yes. Extra points for painting. Yes.
fodder for
This
the glacial
tournament,
god.
yeah, exactly. This tournament's fully painting requirement. Yes. More armies to be
So all
destroying me on the internet.
all 2 of those a year.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, that the first one really expanded the number of armies
really
that
did.
people had that were
Yeah.
painted, so I could put on the channel. And then the same even for the last one with states. It just really, people suddenly have armies now that they're painted, and they're like, "Hey, I'm finally got to paint an army. Can I be on the channel?" I'm like, "Yes."
Still super bitter about our states game. Super bitter.
Yeah, John was not happy about that one.
You don't think I'd have to worry about Grav with little Griblies?
Back to the Grav again.
Man.
I mean, that's like the mainstay of a Phil Hall Dark Angels list is how much grav can I fit on this? And if I don't have that much grav, what can I replace it with las cannons with?
I remember this conversation a while ago when you were like, I don't want to put too much grav in my list.
I don't want to
And
be
then,
that
right
guy.
before states, you're like, I'm trying to fit as much as I can in my list. I'm just going to spam it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You didn't use the word spam. I used the word spam, and then you fought that word. No, it's not really spam. Wait, you're repeating the same unit over and over. Yeah, it's spam.
3 times, yeah.
It's not murder, it's manslaughter.
Yeah. It's technical, but, there's a legal precedent for it.
I will be ordering the Cromlech bits. I know, Phil, some of your grav was the Cromlech grav
They look
cannons.
really great.
They look really, really
They look
good.
really great, and I'm
And
not
for
going to pay
€7 for 3,
Yeah, I'm not going to pay
good with that.
$45 for a Devastator squad to get 2 of them. If
What-
if
you
GW
get the
actually
heavy
sold the
bolters.
bits, that'd be one thing.
You get heavy bolters.
Yeah, I've got all the heavy bolters. I've got 1,000 heavy bolters and missile launchers.
I really want
that I
heavy
just
bolters
have
to be
nothing to
awesome
do with.
again. Something has to happen.
Apparently, what you need to do is you need to run Dark Angels in 30k with heavy bolters because they get
Really?
2+ poison AP1 chances with their.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, heavy bolters.
Them and
Wounded
Iron
on
Warrior.
twos.
Iron Warriors get like, they get Taint Hunter with it or something like that.
Did you say
Or Rend-
Taint Hunter?
Taint Hunter, yeah.
That's Ted's special legion.
They're secretly after Slanish. Their taint is large.
They've already. They've already succumbed to the heresy, and they are.
This is my
working with
Taint
Slanish.
Hunter Legion. You're what? My Tank Hunter Legion. They have found you.
It's like a sex tour.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super pumped for this. I think it's something I can even keep up with. I think I can paint a captain, 10 dudes, and a dreadnought and a drop pod. Because so I was thinking about it, and then I talked to Ted. I'm like, I'm pretty low on competitive gaming right now. I'm having a lot more fun with the hobby side of it.
Yeah.
So I was saying that now. So I have to get a Razorback so that I can put in my troops and then I started thinking, I was like, well, as it goes down the line, I'm not going to be able to be
have a Gladius Strike Force and all the free transports.
By week 3, somehow he has a gladiator.
Pretty much, but doing it that way with a $50 a week limit. So week 1 Tac Squad, week 2 Razorback, week 1 Tac Squad, week 2 Razorback. That sounds miserable.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pick up a drop pod for my dreadnought, and then
March
work on
the
that.
dude bros across the board.
Yeah, well, it's low points. I don't think anyone's going to be bringing knock on wood, things are going to make that.
Watch it.
Yeah.
A what?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I lost the thought.
It sounded like a challenge.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to bring a Land Raider. Oh, all right. Week
right,
2
so-
Land Raider
Yeah, week
plan.
2. Tyrannid Land Raider.
I converted that out of a $50 Rhino.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to my plastic hard Thunderhawk
Yeah.
week 2.
Yeah.
Cost me $5.
Yeah, Gene Stealer counts as Land Raider. This Gene Stealer has 14 all around armor.
Oh man. Ugh. Anyway,
Yeah.
moving on. So wait for week 1 of this, or period 1 on this, Ted.
Yes.
I'm going to start collecting Space Marines in a drop pod.
Okay.
You were just working with your Deathstorm box contents.
Well, Deathstorm, and then I had to buy a tactical squad, and then I think I might bank the extra dollars because I think the tac squad, a Blood Angel tac squad is like $41, and then discounted down to 30 and some change. So there's like there's about $12 in there that's left over. So I'm going to roll that into week 2.
I think they just announced a Blood Angel. Didn't they just announce the Blood Angel get started set?
Yeah, I thought about it.
It looks pretty good, to be honest. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
But and the thing is, if you bank some money, you might be able to do it like the second week, or if you bank it again, third week or something, or third set.
and that could work out. I think the only thing I don't like about it is that the captain in there, I already have 2 of them. It's the captain from the Deathstorm box.
Oh, really? Oh, that sucks.
eBay.
Right. But then, it's basically like I think you get like a free captain, so what's the point?
Yeah.
I may as well just buy everything
That's
outright.
true, yeah,
So I
yeah,
think
fair
that,
enough.
I'll bank the points, and then I'll try to figure out what it was that John didn't want me to get, and then try to get that.
Scouts. Bolter Scouts. If I know, wait, close combat Scouts.
Devastator squad, all heavy bolters.
Hey, Imperial Fists, that's not bad. Got all the rerolls.
Sure.
And then, Phil, you are working off of your...
Deathstorm box set, I
now,
think.
yours gives me the biggest feeling of, aw.
Yeah, I mean, I've got no real I'm not deluding myself in thinking that I'm actually going to do well competitively in the games.
But the nice thing about this league is it's not super competitive.
And even then, it's like if you can get everything fully painted in the 2 weeks, that's 5 points, and if you win both of your battles, that's only 4 points. So even if I lose, both
That
my
is
games-
interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was a point system.
Look at John over here falling behind.
Already. It's
Already.
par for the course. I love how, so locally there was a 30K escalation league run by Josh. Did a real good job with it. There's a bunch,
That was fun.
they did.
I was
bunch of new
fantastic. I saw a
players
lot of
from
people
that
really
there.
happy with that.
Tad, you were part of it there. So he posted up a poll recently asking for the players to vote for who they thought the best War Master was for the loyalists and the traitors, but he forgot that he left the add poll option button on. So I added my own name on there, and I came third.
Yeah.
So,
It's like vote for John in his continuing quest to not play games.
so yeah, thank you. I
Who won
appreciate
it?
that. I believe
Tada.
won
Okay.
like by a landslide for
It was like he was like 170 points in first, and then John Miller came in at 107 in second.
Okay, so he was playing 30K as well?
yeah,
Okay.
30K Blood Angel. He has some nice looking stuff
Yeah,
too for that.
awesome.
I think he's running Garrow as well, right?
think so. It looks
Garrow,
good.
gorgeous model.
His stuff looks really awesome.
The other Knight Errant, no, it looks terrible. Well, not terrible. So someone spent a lot of time making that. I just don't think it looks as good as it could have.
Okay, because he's buying stuff online, right? Or painted, right? Is that what you're referring
No,
to?
no.
There's somebody else's.
The sculpt. There's a new Knight Errant model that got released by Forge World.
Oh.
I think with some conversion, it'll make a sweet 40k librarian model. That's what
Right. Okay. Yeah, so you don't like that one, huh?
No,
I
no,
remember when the
It does look
picture
like he
was-
has like a psychic hood on.
Right, I think
Yeah.
it'd make a great. And my thing is I find a lot of stuff like the Centurions. When I first saw the picture of them, hated them. Saw the model, loved them.
Okay.
There's a couple of others where I hated them from the picture, saw the model, loved them. So I'm hoping it's just something like that. What? Real quick, I want to touch on this, and then we'll take a break.
Yeah.
White Dwarf made a big announcement.
Oh, right. They're going back to monthly, right?
They're going back to monthly, and it looks like they're going back to being a hobby magazine rather than a product catalog.
That would be so amazing. For the longest time, I used to save my White Dwarfs just for that reason. And I know the internet's out there, so if you want to see, like, get hobby inspired, just a few searches and you're there. But yeah, I mean, like the in-depth, like the nice pictures that they had, kind of the descriptions of how they went through their conversions and so on. Like I miss GW showcasing conversion work. I mean, I hate this. I'll often go through and like buy like an entire like knight battalion or a chaos warrior battalion because I want one head. Like, so there's tons of bits that that they end up selling a $40 box set to some dork in Alaska because of one head who wouldn't have otherwise bought that one, that set. So, and I know people that do, well, not that bad, but I know people that buy stuff, because they want to convert or change something up. Or
I bought a fantasy plastic orc war boss on boar because I wanted the boar and the legs.
There you go.
And
And
that was it.
that was an expensive kit.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know.
Worth
I mean,
it.
if they want us just to buy like the kits as they are and put them together as they're supposed to be, like they're missing out. So it's good. That's really awesome.
I'm excited. Like I said, I hope my biggest hope from this is that it slows down the release schedule a little bit. So we're not like, hey, this week sweet containers, and then next week Blood Angels, and then it's going all over the place. And my wallet's like, I can't. Like the containers looked amazing. Would love to get them, but I can't because I'm kind of preconditioned to know that something else amazing is coming out the next week. So I'm like, just slow down. So I wonder if they're going to have like the same amount of product released, but just like their available this month page will be like huge.
Yeah, if they would tone it back and do if they do quality over quantity, because I think that for a while there when they first ramped it all up, we had a lot of quality coming at us super fast, and I think it's almost as though they're like jumped on winning strategies and then just crapped them out. Like some of the board games, like I loved like the original, like some of the first releases of board games, like Betrayal at Calth, Underbite Overtow, and some of those. But I think like the Night box, I didn't need those knights. I was just really excited about the game, which is probably the only person on the planet who's ever said that. But like I was completely underwhelmed by it. And
So the game was
now,
okay. The flyer game though looks dumb.
I want to get excited about that, but after the night game, I kind of not so interested. I also want to get Lost Patrol. The point, $50. That's pretty reasonable, but we'll see.
It's $50.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Oh, and you
Really?
get Gene Stealers.
You get this Gene Stealers and a unit of scouts.
There you go.
Interesting.
And that could be. For
I didn't know it
your-
was only $50. I thought it was the same like.
No,
usual
no.
And it comes with free cardboard.
Yeah. High quality cardboard.
That will just end up in the back of my closet somewhere.
Along with your hopes and dreams.
Oh,
Well, yeah, so everyone's excited for Taylor Gamers style. We'll keep everyone updated through here about how we're doing. I don't know if will really care about other people. Maybe if we beat them at hobbying.
It's pretty much just going to be the three of us, and everybody else just plays us. Everybody else are like NPCs that plays the three of us. It's a tale of us and those people.
We'll ask them multiple questions and they'll only come up with one stock reply at each time.
So how you doing, John? ... And turn their mic down. It's all a bunch of blah blah.
Oh man. Well, I think I'm good. I mean, this is not necessarily what we've been doing, but what we're going to be doing. But I think we're all pretty psyched about that.
Yeah.
And with the Steam Summer Sale, I've been pretty busy with other stuff. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, rolling deep. All right.
break it.
We'll be right back to talk about the Emperor.
Guys, does this sound familiar to you?
Not tonight, honey. I have a headache.
Of course it doesn't. You're a miniature wargamer. You haven't seen a lady till you're already a man. But if some down-on-her-luck dame finds her way into your home...
Daddy didn't love me.
Beat the excuse with generic aspirin, now made with 3% less animal bones. Generic aspirin. 3 million dead lab animals can't be wrong.
And we're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Ted, how's that day old pizza?
It was good.
It's
It was the Euro or guy. How do you pronounce that? Like everybody says it
Euro.
differently. It is
Euro.
Euro.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pronounced doner kebab.
Oh right.
Go back over there, you Brexit.
Bastard.
Sorry, this is wrong.
No,
podcast.
this is
Not
the right
political
one.
podcast.
Come on, Joe, let the salt out.
Don't fucking talk to me about Brexit.
I'm just talking cheap GW products.
So
That's
Cheap
the
imports.
only thing that comes out of this, right?
It's not that cheap.
Like I
either.
said, what I got out of Brexit was I always joked that if Trump got elected over here, I had a backup country I could run home to. But it looks like they fucked that up pretty good over there too now.
And that'll be Texas. It looks like they're taking
That's so
it back.
dumb. Texas is like, well, Britain can do it. Why can't we? He's like, because they're legally allowed to, dumbass. You can't leave.
What happened last time? Actually, I guess Texas wasn't involved in that.
I think Texas can succeed if
they like
dec-
to point out that they like to. That
No,
they
no,
can succeed.
they can legally do it. All they have to do is declare war in the United States. That is that is the only legal way for them to do it.
Cool.
And I heard we got a pretty crappy military over in the United States, so it's probably a pretty good call.
I saw somewhere they were saying that Texas would have the 6th largest economy in the world if they.
No, it's
cheated?
like 13th or something
Oh, okay.
like that. Because UK is now the 6th. They were the 5th.
Okay.
But then some assholes voted to leave the European Union and they dropped to 5th.
underneath the French.
Underneath the French.
Well,
Look what you
France
did.
and Germany were always like the big dogs of Europe, from what I recall,
Okay, so
or for the past like 15 years at least.
here's the thing.
Welcome to
Politics
political
101.
mob rules.
My big irritation from this week isn't necessarily the Britain exiting. Whatever, I live in the U.S. now. Yeah, it sucks for my parents and my
So you
friends.
finally accepted it.
It's like
them leaving. Is,
It sucks for like my friends and family and all that other stuff who still live over there. But for me, it's no big deal. It's all the stupid assholes who are like, oh man, Forge World's cheap now. Let's go buy. And I'm just like, no, your credit card provider still tells you what the exchange rate is.
Yeah.
But the exchange rate is okay. Yeah, that's for
cool.
you buying currency.
Yeah.
From like in vast quantities. It's a rough guide.
Yeah.
Visa dictates how much. It's like, no, it's cheap now. Like, no. Okay, so
Good luck on that one. Yeah.
And
Good luck telling Visa that.
in our local forum up here in Alaska, I've stopped correcting people on that. We're like, hey man, let's do a Forge World order now because it's so cheap. I'm like, no, look at Visa's rates. It's exactly the same as it was yesterday.
Yep.
And the day before, just Visa makes more money on it now.
well, I think like it's only down 10% too. So it's even if it were like based on that,
It's the biggest drop since 1985.
It's just not that
Yeah.
big. Like 10% for me isn't like a holy shit. Let's
Yeah,
drop
no.
everything.
It's a-
10%
yeah.
is like what like Target keeps trying to give you. Like, and if you get like a fucking card,
Yeah.
with them, and I'm still saying no.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a big deal for the personal consumer,
No.
but it's a hell of a big deal for like a national economy.
Brexit, Britain's
Yeah.
red card.
Anyway, sorry
So,
for that.
yeah, for that
political,
little
political
Diatribe.
stopwatch
Yeah,
there.
we'll not cut that, but you're welcome.
Anyway, welcome back
Little
to
freebie there.
Mob Rules.
Little freebie of John is salty about his countrymen's decisions. So the Emperor.
Yeah.
So a little backstory. We decided about a year ago, so we're going to sit a little over a year ago now to say we're going to do a podcast. We gathered myself, Tad, Phil,
The
and
greatest minds that Alaska had
Joe.
in the world of Warhammer.
We all gathered.
Phil.
Yeah,
We all
the
gathered.
greatest minds and Phil joined together.
Ted, if you want to
Raise your
go,
hands.
Yeah, exactly.
if you want to go ahead and put some kind of like really inspiring fantasy music behind that, like rousing Lord of the Rings style, like the three greatest minds. But no, so yeah, we decided for our first one we're going to talk about the Emperor. We really didn't know what character our show would have or what it would turn into, so we all did lots of research.
Yeah.
We all had fascinating points.
Yes, we all did.
Phil was like, "Oh wow, I never knew that."
Yeah, I was there and I learned a lot.
To prep him for a year down the road.
Yeah, I think it was a lot fewer dick jokes.
Love your dick jokes. We took ourselves very seriously.
Yeah, we thought we were going to be a very serious podcast.
Oh no, it turned badly.
Yeah.
Joe was called.
Maybe the fates just knew that we were going. That's what was going to happen, and it was like, this needs to be disappeared right now.
Joe was called.
intervention.
Was Joe calling himself Dick at that point?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Richard.
We had to call him Richard because he didn't want his real name used because he was trying to get a job with the school district.
Thankfully, he gave up on employment.
Yeah, well, and then what's funny? Okay, so like, I think it's funny. Like we were like failed to call him Dick because I think we called him Joe several times.
Over and over again.
Over and over again.
A series of names.
Since that point, we've had an actual like principal from the same district on telling much worse dick jokes. But I guess 10 years a wonderful thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you're an elementary school student listening to this podcast, get the fuck off of it.
Serious.
Like, go away. You're not supposed to be listening to this.
Whoa! Let's leave the podcast running and just turn the volume off.
That's right.
We got our
Yeah,
numbers.
continue to download it, but then just don't listen to it.
Don't screw up our demo, Phil.
Sorry, your demographic.
Elementary school kids.
50% of your downloads are elementary school kids that are instantly dragging it to the recycle.
And the other 50% are some dude who keeps downloading it over and over again because it doesn't work.
Subscribe, mute, repeat.
Oh, Ted, that's a T-shirt right there. It's just the Brock Lesnar style T-shirt, which is subscribe, mute, repeat. No, subscribe, mute, download, repeat.
Yeah,
Or no, I guess
our RSS on there.
it would have to be subscribe, download, mute, repeat because you can't mute something that hasn't been downloaded yet.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try.
You could try. I'm sure many have tried up to this point.
Don't sell yourself short, John. You could probably mute something you haven't downloaded before.
I just care about the subscribe and the download.
Did you enjoy it? Yeah, you download now.
Subscribe, download, don't care after that.
It's kind of like my comic book collection. I just keep buying it and putting it in a box.
There we go.
I remember
Marvel collects the cash.
like I've since stopped buying like physical comics apart from a couple. Sex Criminals Volume 3 came in. It's amazing. But I subscribe to the Marvel digital one, so I get all my comics like 6 months delayed. But
Right.
I don't have the situation where I'm sitting there, and my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, was like, "What are you doing?" I just bought all my comics, and she's like, "So you're going to read them?" I was like, "No, I have to bag and board them."
Oh, jeez.
And then I would bag and board them, and then forget to read a couple of them.
Thankfully, I worked at a comic book shop, so I realized like comics aren't worth anything.
Yeah.
Say that I have an original 300 set.
So anyway,
And I see you rushing to retire as we speak.
I was just it was seriously depressing to have people like come in like just like starry eyed. I have all the original first run of Spawn. Like, great. How about 25 cents a piece?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I paid $1.50 for them.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, buddy. So did you and a million other people.
My original pristine copies of 300 were worth much more until Frank Miller just shot out terrible film after terrible film after terrible film.
I like the first one.
The first one was good, and then The Spirit happened, and that was campy and okay, but yeah. Anyway, the Emperor, the God Emperor of mankind.
There was an illustration to show you that we don't.
This is how we've progressed.
Yeah.
We've progressed from where we were.
Our regression, a shining light, the center of the Astronomicon.
So who is the Emperor?
A guy called Dave.
Right? Yeah.
Dave. Dave the Emperor.
Yeah.
So
Not Steve.
right now,
Steve.
Steve is the
Custode.
no,
Right? Steve the Custode?
no, Steve's the custode.
Oh no, he's the
Steve the
guardsman.
guardsman. It was Dave the custode.
Jeff the custode.
No, Jeff the custode.
Jeff the Custode, you're right.
Dave the Holy Emperor.
Yeah.
And then,
or the bad jokes face ring.
Yeah.
in the name of Jeff, Steve, and Dave.
You made the sign of the cross.
I did. So right now in the 41st millennium, he is a corpse, a skeleton plugged into a machine that leeches off his psychic energies and protects ships traveling through the warp like a giant goth lighthouse.
Leave it to humans to trap God in a never-ending cycle, so you can suck off his energy to make your life
Suck
possible. I'm just saying, that's
This explains so many
that. I mean, that's
priests.
that's just that's I don't know.
Yeah.
No, think about it. That's
hella
what humanity
dire.
did.
It's hella
Humanity
metal.
finally had God in front of them, and they were like, "Oh, he's dead. We're just going to plug him into a machine and use him anyway."
Gonna milk his deity taint.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, that's crazy.
They sacrifice 1,000 psychers a day
A day.
to keep his throne going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It makes you wonder if it's him or it's the 1,000 psychers that they're
Yeah.
sacrificing a day.
and that's
Right.
why
That's
you're a
what-
Dark Angels player is heretical thoughts like
I
that.
have no idea what you're talking about. What?
Remember, like
What
at,
Fallen?
at one point,
Did you not say fallen? I'm sorry. No. Okay, never
At
mind.
one point, like psychers were
nothing?
like this rare phenomenon that had to be like hunted down and killed because they were against the truth. And now it's odd that like they can somehow come up with 1,000 a day to throw into a big pit.
Maybe that's why the Emperor didn't like them at first, because he was like, all you need is 1,000 of these guys a day,
And I'm replaced.
I'm completely replaced. So you know what? Screw it. Just kill them now before you like figure that stuff out.
I mean, that's
I
like
think
what,
that's
like
exactly
a million
what it
every
is.
3 years? Less than
I think
like
we just
3
blown
years,
it all
a million. It's man,
Yeah,
it's
math checks
Holocaust
out.
level.
Yeah, but when you're
So-
talking about like trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions of humans,
I guess.
like lives
So-
really don't matter.
I want to see like the line of people that like. I mean, where do they? How do they transport
The
them
black
there?
ships.
Black ships.
The black ships, the
black
Inquisition.
ships. Yeah.
Like, all right,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Inquisition's job to feed the Emperor. So the Emperor is like a combination of like Jabba the Hutt and Hitler.
Cookie Monster.
Yeah, it's like Psychers. Me wants Psycho. No more bad Cookie Monster jokes.
P is for Psyker. It's good enough for me.
S is for Sanctum.
S is for Sanctum, which happens if you don't feed me.
Yeah. What's Y for, Ted?
Yendril. For I don't.
No, you ruined it. So, yeah.
Young Psyker.
Anyway.
Young Psyker.
Yeah.
Make it so creepy. P is for Psyker. No. Y is for young. Num.
young
No.
Psyker.
17, or it's too late.
And I wonder why Dick didn't want to be named in this.
I know.
Anyway.
K is for kill, 1,000 a day. No. No, we'll stop that now. So, he wasn't always a rotting pile of bones on top of a mechanical machine. One day he was alive.
It's true.
The day before.
So, I mean,
That's what I've been told.
there's not huge amounts compared to everything else about Emps or Dave the Emperor from
Or
the
Big
before
E, as
times.
I like to call him.
Big E.
Big E.
That's
So
a very good professional wrestler. From
So
the
it's
New
been
Day.
said that he's kind of popped up throughout the human history. So he's been around for over 40,000 years, 42,000 years, or whatever, 44.
He was made from shaman jizz.
Yeah. So they needed the Star Child, right? Is
Yeah.
that what-
So I think they found like they were the chaos was coming, and they needed something to fight chaos.
Mm-hmm.
So a whole bunch of psychers or shamans,
shaman,
shaman,
not psychers,
Psychers. Not to be
young
confused.
psychers
I'm so
Yeah,
like,
definitely not young Psychers.
young psychers, young hot psychers.
with their tight hipster pants.
Young hot Psychers, click here.
That's how the Inquisition gets the black ships.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Are you a young hot psycher?
Young hot celebrity psychers.
That's actually how they recruit for the Inquisition. They're like, do you want to go find young hot Psychers? Join us in the Inquisition and fly our black ships.
Surely it's the ecclesiarchy who were having all the young hot psychers.
Oh.
So back in the day, so Chaos Rising, the warp, all that stuff, all the shamans decided to sacrifice their souls to create one immortal being, or perpetual being, who was Dave.
because everything that starts with human sacrifice is instantly going to work out real well. I'm just saying.
So we're creating
Not a
new,
whole lot of forethought in any of this.
We got a new suspension bridge that's going over the Tanana River recently. We're thinking about using it as sacrifice to start that off right. What do
We're
you
just going
think?
to keep throwing people into the river until there's a bridge there, and then we're just going to pave over it and call it good.
Well, we hired an engineer. No, we'll start with sacrifice.
Human sacrifice.
So I do
How
want to
about
ask.
1,000 a day? I've heard that's the number.
Young-
That's the key number.
Young hot celebrity psychers.
Not celebrity psychers.
Click here to find out more.
Yeah,
Spiky bits.
Well, we're getting on that blog now.
Oh man, such 10 reasons why we'll never get on Spiky Bits. Click here to find out more. But I did ask this last time after we decided we were going to go back and revisit the Emperor thing. So human or shaman souls were sacrificed to make the Emperor. How many shaman souls made his dong?
Wow.
His dong?
Because you have to imagine the human souls of the shamans formed parts of the body. Like there was one guy who was like, "I will die and be course the Emperor has a dick. Come
I
on.
don't know.
So like,
He is a dick.
I
That doesn't mean he
sacrifice-
has one.
Well, he apparently had children, so
I
may
forgot
have
about
had
his
children.
sons. He did have the sons.
Yeah.
But didn't he like make the sons like in?
well that yeah, but I think he apparently had children outside of the.
we'll get back to that because that's
that
something
weren't
I definitely
Primarchs?
want
He
to
had,
hit
like
on.
actual sons that weren't Primarchs.
I think that they like
Damn,
alluded
could you
to
imagine?
that.
That sucks.
So yeah, he's made by shamans. they
Commissar
have
Jonathan's back.
the little. I know back to trying to be.
He hasn't been there
I know,
since
I know.
episode -1.
I know.
The last episode. I'm glad he's back.
So there was 3 that were chosen to be his left hand and 1 who was chosen to be his right testicle and all that other stuff. And I
It's
like
like
to think
Voltron, a dirty version of it out of John's mind.
I want to imagine that like the shaman who sacrificed himself becomes the emperor's left testicle and he's like, oh, I want to be like an eyeball or something. Spends his life as a nut.
Hey man, at least you're not like a booty. You know, like, I don't want to be his O-ring.
The
you know,
emperor's
like,
taint.
I'm just like having brown poo like rub against my face every single day.
Oh.
Exactly.
So
Right? See, I'd rather be a nut. That's so much better because at least you're
yeah, at least you're
next to dipping.
yeah.
Anyways,
So as Phil alluded to, all of life's best decisions and best things start with mass human sacrifice.
Mass human sacrifice.
And then after that, Ted, you were saying that he pops up throughout history. Germany, 1933, as
Holy
Adolf.
I was thinking more like maybe Sigmar or something like that. Maybe Buddha.
He pops up under the name of Kim Jong Il
Yeah.
a couple times.
Sun Yun.
2016 is Donald Trump.
He's gonna make the Imperium great again. That's an
you go.
ad right there. That's a
But I think for
preview
the most
that.
part, they didn't really like say exactly how he pops up. They're just kind of like he shows up once in a while, and when in like kind of like the Transformer Matrix, like in the darkest hour.
There's a couple blurry photos where if you squint properly, you can see the Emperor like in the background.
That may be a Yeti.
Yeah.
I'm not
He's
sure.
kind of
He is the Loch Ness monster.
The same guy that says that Nicolas Cage is a vampire is the same guy that says the Emperor's been popping
You know,
up
he's kind of
throughout
like
the
kind of like Bernie Sanders, where all of a sudden he starts popping up in the back of photos like, during the rallies. Like, no, he was for healthcare the whole time.
I like to think of him like Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap, just randomly appearing throughout the past. With Ziggy by his side. There's a reference that ages all of us here who got that one.
Because all 3 of us got it. That
Yeah,
means,
yeah, I was gonna say
that
that.
means we're old.
If you're Gen X or
Yeah.
just slightly dipping your toe into
Yeah.
the millennials.
Yeah.
If you say Scott Bakula and the first thought isn't NCIS New Orleans,
Well, he's
then
in that
it means
now?
you're- Yeah,
Oh, I didn't-
that's why we're old. 'Cause that's why we think.
No more TV. So he really comes
Old
to
man.
the
He only watches Matlock episodes.
Oh,
John
Perry
over here.
Mason
yeah,
over here.
Perry Mason reruns.
Gray balls.
but our first real taste of the Emperor. Gross. Was during the Unification
Of
Wars.
Steve the Shaman.
So that's what his nuts called, Steve the Shaman.
Steve the Shaman.
That's what his dick is. It's like, hey ladies, want to meet Steve? So
I'll see like a "Hello, my name" tag all over his body parts. This testicle is brought to you by
exactly
donated by-
exactly like those brass nameplates on that. It's like this was provided by Steve.
So Unification Wars
Anyway.
on Earth.
Anyway, Counselor
Emperor shows up and he takes his genetically modified Thunder Warriors and takes over the whole planet.
who are definitely not Space Marines.
Definitely not
Yeah.
Space Marines.
Space
The techno barbarians.
They're gone. Techno barbarians no more. Taken over by the Thunder Warriors. He unifies Earth underneath his, big Steve testicle ways, and he's like, "Yo, this shit's mine now."
Yeah.
And unifies all of the tribes. Actually, Earth sounded pretty badass before the Emperor came and
Yeah,
ruined it.
techno barbarians.
Yeah,
I think we went
techno-barbarians.
over this in a previous episode, but that's hella awesome.
Shoddy as my alt punk band name.
Shoddy.
That's what. No, I'm
Sure.
gonna make.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna make
Techno
Techno
Barbarian.
Barbarian.
Name of my. Yeah. Anyway, that fell flat.
Well, yeah. Thanks for showing up.
But
Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye.
yeah, it sounded like Mad Max gone insane, like
Yeah.
Mad Max mixed with 40K, and I'm like, wow, that sounds super good. And then the Emperor comes along and makes everything Space Marines.
You know what I love?
in the
Makes
world.
everything Space Marine.
I have to see, like, every time I think about, like, the days of, like, the techno barbarians, I just think of these guys with immense thighs, like, walking around. It's like they have, like, this power armor, but it's only good from, like, the top up, but they're carrying around, like, a a Volkswagen Bug wherever they go in power armor, and like they just have like tin metal like on their
Do you
legs.
just think about that because you like relate it back to like the early days of the artwork from 40K?
That might be it too. Maybe that's
When
it.
back
Like
then, where
they're
everyone definitely didn't skip leg day.
yeah, exactly.
I
have nice calves.
yeah,
I relate it to German.
what is it? Cankles.
yeah.
I like ankles.
When I hear techno barbarian, I think of German dance clubs and dudes with glow sticks, kind of dancing to techno music.
Okay.
So I really want to imagine just a bunch of dudes with glow sticks, like dancing to techno music, while Space Marines came and just murdered everyone in like a slow wave of
That's
death.
probably exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah.
Yeah, come here and party with me, and then
The grim dark. There will be no
enter
bright
the
lights.
enter the grim dark.
Into the grim dark.
Drop the bass. Drop the.
The only reason they hate the Eldar. He reminds us of our past.
So unification wars happen.
Yeah, yes.
Then Emperor goes to the Himalayas and makes a little secret underground lair.
See, he was Buddha.
And then he comes back as Batman, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. He's not the
Or
emperor.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
That's why he was interned in the throne. He's not
Depends
the
upon which cinematic universe you're in. What he comes back as.
he's not the emperor we deserve. He's the emperor we need right now. And he makes 20 babies, but genetically modified babies. So
2 of them were stillborn.
2 of them were either stillborn. Or, well, okay, so
Maybe that was it. Maybe that was why they never showed
so
up.
he makes the 20 Primarchs in vats.
Came out with like an extra head or like teeth on their elbow or something like that.
It's the way I see it is he makes it like he makes the Powerpuff Girls.
Okay.
Like the Powerpuff Girls are made with sugar, spice, everything that's in Chemical X, and of
Yeah.
course Chemical X is warp energy. Let's
Yeah.
be honest.
So they're Skaven.
Yeah. And, good catch. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, damn. And then they get scattered through the warp.
Okay.
Worst father ever.
Well, we'll touch on
You
this.
have 20 kids. You can't even like keep track of one. Like, come on.
Seriously.
We'll touch on this again later, but
We need
yeah,
some
he
nannies to like
Yes.
watch them through the
Somebody,
supermarket.
come on.
he is the worst father ever.
Worst
Picking up some
father
milk
ever.
and lost 20 kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's
even
like
even
he's
Mr.
like,
Popper took care of his penguins.
Yeah.
Like, they're
Meet
fucking
my,
penguins.
meet my new kids. Which new kids? Ah, damn it!
Forgot something.
I knew I forgot something.
on the milk
Yeah,
planet.
he left them in the.
comes into the test tube like, kids, that's shit. Well, luckily there's no wife to be mad at me for this. So
I just saved a lot of money on my car insurance.
because that minivan would have been huge. So he sets out on a great crusade to bring back his sons that he intentionally lost.
Someone's got my baby.
I kind of envision him just like flying around with like the window open on his metal barge, just yelling like,
Program.
Lion, where are you?
Horus!
Lehman, Horus, anybody? Where are you? Come back!
Those 2 kids I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what yeah. Was it Steve? Maybe Steve? I don't know. Steve? Ah, God.
Chalupa.
Yeah.
That was it, Chalupa.
He makes kids like other people lay floors. He adds 10% for waste.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so my question on that. Okay, so he makes 20 Primarchs.
Yes.
He makes 20 legions of guys for them to follow.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he goes up, makes his 20 Primarchs, and he's okay. Stay there. I'll be right back. Gonna go make 20 legions. Goes down and makes his 20 legions. I punch the microphone.
Yeah, I was going to say, damn. You don't have to get violent over here.
So he
He's
goes
angry
down,
about it.
makes his 20 legions. He walks back up, sees the 2 are stillborn in test tubes, and he's like, shit. You go kill those 2 legions. I have way too many guys. Star Child. No. So yeah, he reunites with his sons. We're doing a very abridged version of 40K
Yeah.
history right now.
Well,
So-
it's because the first episode was like 9 hours long.
It was.
So.
So he gathers together all the Primarchs, and they're each individually given a legion. And it's right here that some terrible, terrible decisions are made.
It seems like he's really trying to make up for the fact that he lost them, and he's just like, "Oh shit, here's the Legion."
Hey guys, I'll
Sorry,
buy you stuff.
Don't tell mom.
Right. This is where like a little bit of communication would help. Like, hey, look, I got the secret project. If you just trust me a little bit, just go and do your thing. Just trust me for a little bit. I'm going to be over here working on my secret project. It's totally cool. It's awesome. You guys are going to love it.
So he-
but instead, he's just like, peace. And the guys are like, what?
Later. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
So
BRB.
We're skipping ahead a little bit there, but that's okay.
Okay. There's
Yeah, he
something
gets
else.
all of his kids together. He gives each of them a legion. Like, hey, you grew up in a world full of mass murderers and have turned into one yourself. Here's my super aggressive group of Marines who know no limits. Take those guys there.
All right.
Enjoy.
And you were full of disease and like love killing things through disease. So do these guys. This cannot possibly go wrong.
I see no problem here so far.
Yeah, no problem here
So
so
far, so good.
You're really boring and regular. There's some ultramarines.
Here's a bunch of accountants.
Zing.
Oh man.
Or Presbyterians.
Here's a bunch of lawyers.
So he gets everyone together and they go
Custodied.
Sorry, I want to see that on a Glacial Geek Battle Report now.
You've been custodied.
Appearing on the screen. Custodied. So then he goes across to reclaim the galaxy for humanity with his mass army behind him of 18 legions, because 2 were stillborn. And that's when, about halfway through, everything's going good. They're conquering systems. Everyone's happy. And then he's just like, I'm going to peace out. I got stuff to do. He's in charge.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
And he zooms off back to Earth.
Yeah.
Pissing off everyone in the process. Because like, hey man, what you up to? No, nothing.
In his like red drop top, like battle bars. Like, later. I'm out.
I'm going to retire and make cabinets.
Yeah.
I'm a carpenter.
Yeah, he peeled out, did a donut, and then took off back to Earth.
So we know
Weed smoke
he knew of the insidious threat of chaos and the evils inside the warp and the chaos code. So he was going to protect against that and to form webways that could be used to travel and all this awesome stuff. And everything probably would have been fine if he was like, hey man, I'm going to go form some webways and, protect us against the evils in the warp. I didn't tell you about the evils? Oh shit. So this
By the by.
really...
See, this is why if we had an empress, we would have been fine, because she would have been communicating, and everyone would have known, and we would all been on the same page. But no, because it's the emperor. He's like, I got this. I don't need any help. Bye.
Right? I don't need no instructions.
Except when...
Yeah, he didn't look at the instructions. He didn't ask for directions.
Just
and that's
fucked
what
up his
happens.
IKEA order.
Exactly.
Except to punish Logar, an empress would just not talk to Logar.
Yeah, exactly.
What's wrong?
You should
You
know.
got passive aggressive.
If you really cared, you'd know what was wrong.
Such a douche.
So, Horus is left in charge as War Master. Emperor goes back to Earth.
Best decision, right? Yeah.
Here's the bit I really
see
want to
what
get
they
into, because apparently he fucks a bunch on the way back.
What?
Well, okay, so...
I'm sorry.
Logar?
No, the Emperor.
The Emperor.
Fuck, he gets just a bunch of tail on the way back to Terra.
Okay.
Because you said it yourself, there's all of these Star Childs and these supposed children of the Emperor, like literally all across the galaxy. How did they get there? So he must have just been, hey baby,
He was on a tour.
I
He got his indie rock band and he was just slamming it.
I'm the Emperor of Mankind, yo. That's why he left.
I played the
Yeah,
harmonica.
that's why he left.
That's why he had to go back to Earth, because he had like 13,000 paternity lawsuits coming up against him. So he's like, I got to peace out. Why? Just you're good.
Yeah, trust me, you're in charge. Bye.
If any woman asks for me, no, don't know me.
Because about 10% equals more than 100%. That's how much I'm making.
It's like, I'm the God Emperor of Mankind. My wealth is limitless. Shit.
Percentages.
Oh, so yeah, he gets back to Terra and he starts work on our fantastical, amazing Golden Throne.
Mm-hmm.
Ted, tell us about the Golden Throne.
It was in his carpentry shop.
Because he was Jesus, yeah.
So he was going to funnel his psychic juju in through it, right? And then
You have me thinking that the Golden Throne's like a glory hole. He's just like sticks his dick in it. It's like, yeah,
You
let's.
mean Steve?
stick Steve in it.
Full circle here, people. That's what I'm here.
Oh, that's called a callback in comedy. Good job.
Gold and silicone.
So I'm sorry. You were saying that.
Fleshlight. So he was going to use that to navigate the warp and bring travel. Because at this point, it took decades or hundreds of years to cross space. So he was going to try and bring that. And also, he was also going to cap, right? He was going to cap chaos.
Yes.
But
How did that turn out?
not so great.
He didn't use the right solder.
No.
No. A little thing happened.
Eldar.
All of
Was it
Eldar. Where half of his sons said fuck you, Dad. Quite legitimately pointed out several times he was a horrible father.
So, I mean, that would have been just fine, but I think that it was a little word in the ear, a little Muppet bird that kind of brought that along, right? So you had them talking to was it the word bearers? Hey, I got this idea.
Like, why don't you guys have some lodges?
So this was after he told the word bearers, or I'm sorry, was it the Ultramarines to call? Wasn't it to call a cult that followed the word bearers, or that followed the Emperor, right? And which really pissed off a legion who needed to worship something. They needed to worship the something.
It was like
it could have been anything. It could have been fucking Pogs. You're like, oh my god, I love Spider-Man.
So, because the Emperor genetically manipulated these things to be different aspects of himself, and he punishes the Legion that he programmed to need to worship something for worshiping something.
Him.
For him.
I mean, I can think of like a ton worse things to worship than the people who I want to adore me worshiping me.
But yeah, so then Chaos comes, and he turns all like half of the Space Marine Legions like bad or good depending on your point of view, or child services. And then it's the Horus heresy led by Horus, obviously. It's his heresy. And
that's why it's called
so hubris, right? So Horus wasn't, I think at first he's kind of duped, but it takes a while, but he eventually sees the error in his ways, but it's the very end, isn't it?
yeah. So all this shit happens. Yeah, shit happens. Emperor's in his palace. He's making his golden glory hole throne. Introducing Steve to the warp. Protecting Terra against, all kinds of fun stuff. And then Magnus, the Thousand Sons Primarch and Psycho Extraordinaire, is like, oh shit, Horus is rebelling. Okay.
Guys.
Yeah, like...
They stole a Snickers bar.
Magnus essentially turns out to be like the nerdy Primarch of the... I'm going to tell Dad.
Yeah.
So he forbidden from using psychic powers, obviously decides to use psychic powers, breaks a bunch of shit on the way there, collapses webway portals, has demons invade the Imperial Palace.
Oops.
Yeah, it's essentially like a kid running in to tell on his brother and then falling through the coffee table.
And left the door open.
Left the door open.
Dogs got in and the muddy footprints everywhere.
Yeah. And then
lit the house on fire.
Yeah.
But he's made it to a point where now the Emperor literally can't get off the Golden Throne.
Well, he got off at first to go and fight Horus.
He was replaced temporarily by his buddy Malkador, the Malkador, who died because he couldn't, do it there. So here's the deal. So there's this big rebellion going on, and the Emperor is stuck in his golden porta potty, yelling at his kids. Yeah, and this is our period of the Emperor where I'd like to think he reflects on what a shitty job he did with the kids.
So I think what follows is, I think potentially follows is kind of the interesting part, like what happens now, like where does it go now? Like we have him stuck. He lost his mortal life.
Oh, so we're skipping forward 10,000 years.
Well, I mean, we could.
No, we are. No, it's good. I'm just
we're
priming.
skipping when Horus went all Rilo Ken on him. Or Kylo Ren on him.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back here real quick.
Okay. Yeah, he fought. He did stuff.
So yeah.
Horus went all Kylo Ren on him.
We're skipping the 60 books of the Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
We're coming in, and then it's kind of Han Solo, Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Han Solo's murdered. It's been 6 months. People. Come on.
You don't know it.
On the battle barge, where the Emperor's like, "Come on, kid, calm down," and Horus is like, "I hate you," and tries to kill him all the time. And eventually, the Emperor gets all pissed and opens up all of his psychic might. Long story short, everyone gets murdered. Emperor is then
a murder party.
Yeah, it's a murder party. He apparently whispers to Rogol Dorn exact specifications of how to reprogram an entire throne to be a life support system.
In about 2 minutes.
In about 2 minutes, yeah. It's like, son, take the yellow wire, circumvent it to chip B,
Turn it off and on again.
update Java.
But for God's sake, don't update Adobe Reader. I swear. Ignore that shit over and over again.
Tis been updated several times.
If that shit's not good to go at this point, we don't need it.
So he's interned and he's dead. Horus kills him. I mean, essentially, if you're listening to this podcast right now, you know that part of the story. I think is why
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Horus, everyone's dead.
Spoiler alert, everybody
dies.
All's well that ends well.
Apart from Rogel Dorn, who kind of just, like I said, MacGyver's a golden throne from verbal instructions in 2 minutes. Even the dog agrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pissed.
Yeah, I would be too. At least it's quieter than mine.
Wait, Lehman? Is that you?
No. Burn. Why don't you go fire your entire planet at him? So you're right, Ted. Where kind of does it go from now? I guess up into the current codexes and all the fluff and stuff that's been released, the throne is failing. It's doing...
Yeah.
Rogel did a terrible job of rewiring it. It's only lasted 10,000 years. Burn. It's done really well.
So
but he had a couple extra pieces that he didn't know, so he put them in a drawer in case it would ever need it in the future.
Like the Emperor handed him one IKEA box,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
one golden throne.
One golden throne. He's like, what do I do with these extra parts? Just put them in the golden golden drawer. The golden kitchen drawer.
Robute Allen key. Yeah. So the throne is failing.
Yeah. And the Eldar had or who was it? The Council of something or other. The Eldar had like this prophecy about what was going to happen with the Emperor in the first place, like how he was going to die and like what it was going to mean, and all that. Right. So what was the Council of? I think it was like Eldar and a couple other races, wasn't it? Do you remember this?
We'll just call it Xenos.
Okay. So they decided that
which is short for Cox.
They had two different paths. I think that was going to happen. It was either like the Emperor was going to be wiped out and just completely dead, and the throne would collapse, or he was going to live, and it was like, would chaos strive or not? So at this point, you had the possibility of the Emperor sustaining life, but barely, and then chaos slowly taking over our known universe,
which is what's happening now,
thankfully.
Yeah.
Or if the Emperor died, he would. The chaos gods would have nothing, because like all humanity would be wiped out underneath Horus, and then we would have chaos would be gone. There'd be nothing for him to eat, and so we have that option. But then we also have the Star Child option, which is all the Star Children merged together like Voltron, because everything merges together. So you have like the shaman.
Everything good begins with sacrifice.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's true.
So now we have this other option where like the Star
once said
Child comes back and like fights chaos.
So yeah,
So that one wasn't part of the Xenos thing. But
no.
it's-
Like I said, the options I heard for the Emperor is he dies, Earth becomes a new Eye of Terror, and everything dies, and the Astronomicon goes out, and warp travel becomes impossible, and chaos just kind of like finally wins. Your other option is, like I said, the Emperor dies, his soul goes into the Star Children, and this new Emperor appears. And then the other one is because he's a perpetual. So by his myth, if he dies, he will come back to life. So he will die, but he will come back. Will he come back as a baby? I can see Big Business as a baby emperor, kind of like a Muppet Babies style series. He would be more use as a baby than a
Squat's
corpse.
confirmed.
Squat's confirmed. But yeah, two of the theories involve everything being okay, and one of them involves everything just being completely destroyed, which kind of shows why no one really on Earth is like, let's leave well enough alone.
Yeah.
When like one of your options is extinction, if you do something, then generally people will not choose that as as an option.
Yeah. Well, it's like a dice roll. How often can we roll one?
This is
Let me
Star
tell
Trek.
you.
where it's- they always resort to the thing that could possibly kill them, and it wins the episode.
There has been talk of a traitor marine called Cypher, who is on his way to Terra.
Wait, who's this?
Well, see,
Never heard of the guy.
see, I've just passed you an information sheet, Phil. I reckon you had never heard of him.
Wait, no, never heard of him. Huh.
Or them.
Yeah, because during this quote unquote Horus heresy, the Dark Angels kind of help both sides.
No, what?
And then
No.
one of the traders, Cypher, is carrying the Lion's Sword. Is that right, Phil?
Well, I mean, what traders? I don't know.
I'm going to take that as a confirmation.
The Emperor's Spatula?
So there's the people who think, that he's doing good, and he's going to go and murder the Emperor so his soul can be released, and he can go all, apeshit on people in, death life, I guess, or, after death or afterlife. And then there's the ones that are just like, I'm going to kill him so chaos can rise again.
Yeah. I still no idea.
Still
completely
really dedicated to the bit,
Really
Phil? Like really super dedicated to that bit.
It's like you've never met me that you're surprised about this.
Yeah, I don't play Dark. I haven't met too many Dark Angels players that just kind of like let it go. They're like all in or not.
Yeah.
So Ted, then what is your?
Yeah, you're all in or an Ultramarine player.
Oh, burn. What's your take on Cypher? Is he there to restart the Imperium, or is he there to?
I was watching a YouTube video on Cypher like a few months ago, and they were talking about how, he potentially their thought, and this is like this. Like a Black Hawk helicopter or like black helicopter, like
in the sky.
aliens landed kind of podcast or like a video cast where they just talk about like whack ass theories, and they're like, yeah, this is totally legit. Like Bob Ross is actually one of the untold like Primarch.
Star Childs,
Yeah,
He was a stillborn.
they couldn't get his afro out of the tube. Like, shit, he just drowned.
His afro impeded brain growth.
Poor Bob Ross.
R.I.P.
But fans in the UK, please replace all Bob Ross references with Tony Hart.
That means nothing to
Yeah,
2/3
I
of
know.
us here.
Yeah, it won't.
Should have said Richard Simmons. But yeah, I think
replace that with someone, Mr. Motivator. I can go all day with these.
Yeah. So I think we were talking about like how it's like Cypher isn't so much a person, so much as like an agency or like a person who's like constantly replaced. So
Cypher
what's it-
Recruitment Agency.
Yeah, the Cypher Intelligence Agency.
Yeah.
Listening in on the Imperium's phone calls.
right?
Cypher Recruitment Agency, can I direct your call? One moment, please. Cypher Recruitment Agency.
Why not? But I thought that was kind of an interesting approach.
I
where it's-
think that would make it even better that Dark Angels can't catch him. That there's an entire recruitment agency, like a big corporation.
With like billboards all over the place.
I would love to see.
How will we find him?
See now,
It's like,
now I want to make you a billboard. So
You
in
wanna
your
make me a
battle
billboard?
reports,
Yeah.
you can just have
Just like
Cypher
a
Recruitment
Cypher
Agency.
Recruitment Agency.
well, it's kind of like a Where's Waldo book. Like you find him like once in the book, or do you find him on every page? Like he can't be in two different pages at once.
Or can he? I don't know. But yeah, there's many theories of the Emperor. I like to think of him as Dave, fun-loving, former pieces of shaman who fucked his way across the galaxy to go and try and make things better, but ended up having his kid screw up his life.
Yeah.
I think many of us could replace that story right there with our own.
Wow, John.
No, that went.
I was gonna say I saw that one coming.
That was telegraphed. But no, yeah. So Dave, our Emperor, stuck in the immortal glory hole throne.
Yeah.
Or Glorodin? No, that doesn't work.
No, yeah,
Stuck forever.
So you were hoping that Cypher would. So your thought was that Cypher was sent to kill him off, and then
So he
let
can be
humanity
reborn.
be
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. Have you seen anything about that, Phil? Like-
He's sticking to the
No,
bit.
I'm not.
That's-
I mean,
yeah.
outside the bit, no, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Please delete that part. I like the part where he just sticks to the bit. And we ask him deep, thoughtful questions. We're like, oh, finally, some good information from this podcast. And it's just like, no.
I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about there.
Just rolling with it.
You just throw in the bits that I gave
Yeah,
you
I
there.
dropped a bolt gun. I'll find it.
And the
Yeah,
cookies.
Ted will find it when he's walking through with his shoes off.
So, I guess what's the most outlandish thing that could happen when the Emperor dies? If the Emperor dies or the Golden Throne is turned
universe
off.
just ends. Like we're all just a thought in his mind.
Well, I mean, he dies. Chaos takes over, eats up all the little souls, and then disappears. And the only thing we're left with are the Necron and Tau. I mean, the only things that can't be recognized by the
basically,
world.
the world just turns into like a competitive 40K tournament.
That's really they're in the 40-second
Oh, please, Ted, I don't have my soundboard with me. Add a slow clap to that. That was spectacular. So the Emperor's already dead.
Yeah. The Emperor is already dead at LVO.
We're on the other side.
I think if the Emperor passes, then super suits will be 600 points. And then we'll truly know that
And
there's
count his
nothing.
troops.
So anytime a Space Marine shows up, it's a historical game.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to think that they unplug the Golden Throne, and then the Emperor is going to turn into like Galadriel from Lord of the Rings and be all like ghostly and whispering like, ooh. And then like they pull back the curtain and it's just some little Mechanicum servitor dude. Because like for that past that, it's just 1,000 psychers a day. Or just because some servitor thought it would be funny and he didn't really think and he wanted to really go through with it. But now that it's been 10,000 years, then it was like, oh shit, I can't say it's a joke now. That's a lot of souls. Okay.
That's a lot of commitment to a bit.
You gotta
So-
just leave.
So, oh no, not a servitor, just a Mechanicum like computer program that was out there, like a rogue,
Biologist.
like a biologist or a rogue AI, but like an Oz-style man behind the curtain. I mean, to me,
It's actually Clippy from Microsoft's Clippy.
no one wanted to show
Can I
me.
help you with heresy?
I see you're trying to save a dead person. Can I help you with that?
Can I help you with that?
Yeah, so yeah, Clippy is trying to say because for me like the setup, the description, all that other stuff is it has to be an Oz style situation like a Wizard of Oz, like this big mighty throne with their mighty God Emperor. Blah, 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 blah. I just think there's going to be a man behind the curtain, or like a biologist or an AI who's just fucking with people.
So are they actually killing the psychers or just letting
Oh
them
no,
go?
they're actually killing the psychers.
They're coyoteing them out.
So the AI is like
inside the van.
So they're like, oh,
Studios.
mighty God Emperor, what can we do for you? He's like, bring me 1,000 psychers and sacrifice them to me. And then they do it, and he's like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
Fuck.
like day one they do it. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh,
crap. It's like,
whoa.
will this make you happy? I was like, what the fuck did you do, guys? Does this not please you? Yes. You wanted to continue? No, that's fine. That's fine. No more, please. I was like, but you will die. Shit, I rolled myself into a corner.
How about just a bacon and olive pizza? I'll just
The
take that.
Emperor demands a bacon pizza.
I would like to
1,000
retcon my existence. I do not need them anymore.
I'm full. I'm constipated.
I guess in game terms, I want to ask you guys: do you see we've seen a ballsier Games Workshop than we've seen in a long time?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see them ever just killing him outright?
No.
No.
I think things have to get really dire, and like people keep speculating. Oh, they're down 5% this year. Like their portfolio is not doing as good as the previous year. They're gonna bring the end times. No.
Yeah. The thing is that 40K is, regardless of how well Calth did, how well 30K is doing, 40K is their cash cow. Like that's what supports GW to do anything else that they do. Fantasy got the big old retcon hammer because it wasn't doing well. You know what I mean?
Well, remember last year they were
I know
saying-
this is gonna like upset the three people that played Fantasy, but like they weren't.
It's called Ninth Age. now?
Yeah, exactly. But they, it wasn't sustainable because most of those systems people had their armies, and they weren't buying new ones because
That's the
they
problem
still
with
use them.
backwards compatibility on units.
And that's what you get. So I think the GW is still making them money hand over fist, and I think that they're not going to F with that because there's they don't want to ruin.
Well,
the
not only
entire
that, like
company.
we also see like a huge. If they do a end times, it's not going to be anytime soon. Simply because they did the Vendros bit. Like we've just now seen like a brand new launch into toy stores, and like they're using the current canon to. I mean, a very mild 2% milk version.
And they're also still trying to shop out the licenses now. Like they were trying to shop them out there.
Yeah, big at that little IP trade show.
Yeah.
They're trying to pimp it out.
So I mean, if they're trying to do that, if you then with the base game that's all based upon, if you just retcon it, then those IPs are not worth as much, and this whole process has been for naught for them. And as much as
Two
people
words.
like to say they're idiots,
Total
I don't-
Warhammer.
Total Warhammer,
Total War Warhammer
Yeah?
was a real-time strategy game released 6 months after Warhammer ended, which
Yeah.
was solely set in the Warhammer universe.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I get that, but again, like I said, fantasy was not.
But we're also seeing
their
a
mainstay.
fantasy. I mean, maybe they're switching it a little bit. But yeah, we saw Blood Bowl was the exact same thing, like a fantasy-based game that uses the old style lore. So they didn't jump into Age of Sigmar. I mean, I got the PlayStation 4 version of that.
I would love to see a Sigmarite Blood Bowl team, though. I would kill for that.
Yeah.
What I would really like to see for the Emperor, or moving forward, like if any timeline progression happened, was to find out that the Golden Throne has failed and the Emperor has been dead for about 200 years. And it's just a big cover-up from the Inquisition and the Ecclesiarchy, kind of keeping everything. That's why everything's gone to shit.
Yeah, I also think this might be what I think. I think there's a distinct possibility that the 1,000 psychers a day is what's keeping this
Machine
operating.
going.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I think there's a distinct possibility that that's the reality of the situation. Is that you sacrifice 1,000 psychers a day, something's going to happen.
I would just love
is
for the
it going to
Imperium.
keep? Is it going to keep a god emperor alive, or is it just going to keep the Astronomicon?
I would love for
running
the
and
Imperium just to
the
be,
whole
because it being
worked out.
based on a lie, and then also being just like everything that they know is being a lie, but like the people high up, like the High Lords, know this, and they're just kind of hiding it. That to me would be very satisfying.
It'd be kind of cool if if the emperor came again from like the outer reaches of
From Steve.
Yeah, from Steve. Or if he
called a
just came,
callback,
or
kids.
if he had been killed and then reborn and has just been spending the last 10,000 years
Oh, you know what would be
reforming his
badass?
own legions to come back and wipe out
This is-
humanity
that
and
could
start
be-
over again.
So that's almost like a Judeo-Christian kind of thing, where like the next thing comes along and then they fight it because it's not their thing.
Yeah.
Or if he comes back, he's like, "I am your god emperor. What is this?"
Yeah, and then you have like this power struggle between like the new followers and the old followers, and the Inquisition
Man.
happens.
That's a fanfic that writes itself.
Whoa!
Except it doesn't. Nothing writes itself. It's a very big pain on my face. But yeah, that's the Immortal God Emperor in a very discombobulated, dick joke based way. That's our guy, our corpse on a throne.
Fantastic.
Takeaways. I think what you said is right, Phil. I think it's just a bunch of bones on a skeleton or a throne that's powered by death. Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, but then on the other hand, you have like the Crux Terminatus, right? Like the Terminators run around with a little sliver of his armor in their shoulder pad, and it gives them an invulnerable save. So,
But it's only the sergeants that have that.
but how does this?
Have the little sliver. I read.
Right. So
somewhere.
the squad then gets it
No.
off of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I always heard the invul save was because it was just bulky armor.
Well, see, that's
then
it.
that
But
doesn't
then
explain why
the
the
sergeant,
Centurions don't have
the sergeants have a special piece of the Emperor's armor. Because I was like, for me, I was calling bullshit because how big was the Emperor's armor that they have like tens of thousands of slivers of it? I mean, how tiny is this piece of the Emperor that's
Yeah.
in there?
Yeah.
So I think I read somewhere that it was just the sergeants that had it, and then the invuln was just from the fact it was like super bulky.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah, but
So-
then the Centurions.
Yeah, but their
do
back
their-
armor's exposed.
Yes.
Their back armor, I guess. Is
The Centurions.
yeah, because you can see their little weedy
Yeah.
power armor legs through the back.
Well, they don't have they don't have an invulnerable save though, do they?
No.
Yeah, that's
No.
what I thought.
Centurions
But they don't
don't.
have a Crux Terminatus
Yeah,
though.
you wouldn't know because you have Dark Angels.
Oh,
That's
right.
true. You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because apparently
You only know mass grav, not
Yeah, I was
mass
gonna
grav.
it's apparently the chapter that has an entire section of Terminator armored dudes wouldn't have like the super Terminator armor at all.
Well, no, because they're traitors.
Yeah, they bought heavy into that, man. Why
Yeah.
are they? They're not going to change gears.
That's
Like they have to admit
They're like,
defeat.
"Ugh,
like, oh, this isn't
This
working.
is the upgraded version. No, we're good with these. We're good with these.
It's cool, bro.
Yeah, we're cool.
All right, I'm good. You guys good?
Okay. Yeah,
I think
yeah,
we're all
that's
good.
good.
Yeah,
This was definitely way better than the other one.
Yeah.
Way more
All
entertaining.
right,
more dick jokes.
that's good.
Maybe less information. But
Yeah.
I mean,
You
we're
don't
not
really listen
good.
to us to be
I mean,
be
you
informed.
shouldn't.
No.
You definitely
No,
shouldn't.
no.
If you're looking to us for information, then you're
Then you've misread
yeah,
our
you've
thing.
definitely been downloading the wrong.
We'll have to introduce you
podcast.
to the internet later.
Yeah, go to a wiki if you want information.
That's where
if
we
you
went.
want, yeah, but because that's where we got all our information.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if you want entertainment, there's probably a lot.
So,
of
yeah,
better
there's probably
places.
really
But
good choices. Go
you
see a
could come
movie.
to us. Yeah, go see a movie.
If you're
Play checkers.
stuck
Actually
in
play the
traffic,
game.
Actually play the game.
Yeah.
John
Yeah.
didn't know about that though.
No. Sick burn.
Sick burn, dog.
But if you're stuck in traffic, check us out. We'll
If you have nothing else to do,
They're already
we're a
listening to
great
us.
thing to listen to.
go back to our back catalog.
Download this again, and then just delete it and download it a third time.
Right. We're going to use it to get sponsors.
Yeah.
Each one of your download numbers.
Yeah, let us lie to people. All right, we'll be right back, and we'll wrap this up a little bit here.
If you're in the Anchorage area and need your hobby fix, head on down to Tier 1 Cards and Games. Whether it's 40K, X-Wing, Attack Wing, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, War Machine, Age of Sigmar, Malifaux, or even Magic, the Gathering kind, not the Siegfried and Roy kind, Tier 1 Cards and Games has the space, the players, and products for you to build your forces and destroy your foes. Not in Alaska? Enjoy our snow suckers. We've got none. And while you're stuck inside, check out Tier 1's live Twitch stream at www.twitch.tv/Tier 1 Cards, streaming ITC format, 40K starting at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the last Saturday of every month.
Oh man, that was good. I like
On a
that.
boat.
I like that. We introduced Ted to some Lonely Island during the break, but no, I mean I can't think of anything we forgot. I think we covered everything. There's just literally nothing left to do this episode. Oh wait.
What? What's that? Something else?
We're just done, right? So we just
Yeah, we're done.
Peace out.
Later, guys.
Hey,
Bye.
real quick, just
What?
Yeah. I'm still waiting.
back by popular demand.
By that one guy.
Yeah.
Come on down, that one guy.
eBay Price is Right. I'm sorry, entire South Korea audience.
The entire audience of South Korea.
You got your break. So yeah, it's time for eBay Price is Right. That's
Okay.
less than 30 seconds, so it's still parody. Of course, eBay
I
Price
don't
is
think
Right.
that's how that works.
Yeah,
I don't know how
no,
any of this
shh.
works.
That is also copyright, sir. Of Geico.
Copyrighted.
That's our fallen
That's
information.
true. Yeah.
So we have. I have scoured through eBay. I've spent literally minutes going through the sold items.
Literally minutes.
We're waiting for a soundboard to prep.
So going through the sold items relating to this episode's topic. With this episode being about the Emperor, it seems only fitting that I searched on eBay for Golden Throne. So we will be guessing what our pricing is on Golden Thrones. Okay. I'm kind of excited for this. I think it's going to be pretty good here. Yeah. So this one, our first item here doesn't include shipping because you got to get a shipping quote before ordering. We got to make that plainly clear.
Okay. Yeah. When it's $60 to send one Space Marine.
What we have is a carved mahogany king-winged lion Gothic throne chair with gold finish and red velvet.
Holy fuck!
Now, so I want to show a picture right there. That's very fancy. Wow. Very fancy actual throne.
I need one of those for my work room.
Yeah,
Seriously,
you
I
do.
need one for my office.
So because
And one for your work
Hey,
room.
Kristen. Yeah, exactly.
Because when I type Golden Throne into eBay, very little 40K comes up. I'm going to go a little bit more into the description of this one here.
Okay.
What I like is that if that actually became my work chair, within a month is going to be like stained with like Cinnabon and mustard, and every time somebody sits down on it, it's going to smell like my farts.
Well, here we go. So
Just like the real Golden Throne.
It's like where'd you get that Cinnabon?
So these throne chairs are hand carved from solid mahogany, gold paint finished, and up. Why would you use mahogany if you're painting over it?
I don't know.
I guess that's my question.
yeah, use pine.
Yeah. Anyway,
Because it sounds better than...
Spruce.
Yeah,
so it has gold paint finish. And,
Particle board.
so they are
Don't
Marlboro's
pick it up, please.
Marlboro's
Right,
throne
apart.
chairs are MDF, solid MDF.
laser cut MDF chairs painted gold.
So it's upholstered with tufted red velvet with antiqued brass tacks. The chair has slight blemishes in the fabric, noticeably in the rear of the chair.
Just like mine.
Yeah.
These
It's
king
called the Ted Special.
Called Zits.
these king chairs are around 67 inches tall, 36 inches wide, and 30 inches deep. What are my bids for an actual Golden Throne?
So shipping is adequate, or is
Shipping is not added. You have to email them before you purchase for a quote.
Okay, so you're paying actual shipping then.
Yeah.
Is it pro-painted?
Yes.
Okay, it is pro-painted.
Pro-painted
Okay.
with gold paint.
Okay, cool.
This is $500.
500 for Ted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bzz, I'm gonna say $1. No, I'm not saying $1.
Jerk.
1,000 hot young psychers.
Phil, you are closest there. It is $1,195 just for the base thing. So
The base golden throne.
base golden throne, no upgrades.
Well, I would have got like a DVD player in there. Otherwise,
So just now, I just spent literally hours researching Golden Throne 40K for round 2 here.
my golden throne with like a flat screen TV, and
Yeah.
a hand rest,
with rims.
a fuzzy ball warmer.
What I am looking for is I have a Sicarius winning mini from the Golden Demon 2007 Poland pro-painted Warhammer 40K. I'm assuming this came up because the word golden was in the title.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Darn, you seem a little dashed.
In his
crap,
defense,
it's a GW model.
it looks really, really nice.
Okay.
It is literally pro-painted.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Here, let's.
So literally
look good.
pro-painted rather
it's
than
looking really good.
rather than quote unquote
That's
pro-painted.
Sicarius?
Sicarius.
Yeah, I was thinking tank when you first said it. Cause
That's
I've had
Sicarion.
Yeah, I've had Sicarion.
Okay.
Just-
Because he kind of looks like the veteran squad, like one of the veteran squad members. So he has the twin lightning claws kind of flayed out. I think they made like a maybe
come
they
at
didn't
me,
make
bro pose.
Yeah, little Wolverine with like
Yeah.
shaved head.
Snicked.
It's like an old school punker
Yeah.
meets Wolverine.
Meets Wolverine.
So that pro painted.
Not just pro-painted, but Golden Demon winning.
Okay.
Well, the Poland section of Golden Demon. If I ever heard that.
64.
$64.
64 hot young celebrity psychers.
I'm gonna go with 103 hot young celebrity psychers.
Seeing as those are only worth $1 each, Phil, you are getting closest without going over. $152.50.
Wow.
So I only have
Any
3
bids?
No, this is sold.
Okay, right.
This is
Wow,
all
I think
sold
I asked
items.
for it.
Dang.
Wow.
I do not have that much money to
I'm
spend
gonna-
on one dude.
I'm going to start making Golden Demon winning models.
Yeah, seriously, get on that, Ted.
I know they haven't had a Golden Demon in a while, but this is just.
I will throw a painting competition with a very restricted entry called Golden Demon and be sued.
just change the name
So,
slightly.
We're going to drop the E from Golden, and Demon is just going to be DEMON. So
GOLD.
yeah, and they'll just think,
N.
yeah, exactly, hyphen N, and they'll just think that it's just like poorly, like we spelled it wrong on the entry, but no, that's
It's
the
Golden
real-
Demon from the hood.
Yeah,
So our last one here, and it's arbitrary because Phil's already won. Great job, Ted. Is something for my UK homies here. We have Cliff Richard's 40 Golden Greats, his original 1977 first UK press double LP in a near mint condition. LP would be a long playing record for you guys. I know you're not big into music or different.
it's like a physical.
Only a
It's like
DJ
it's like
for a while.
a it's basically a physical version of an MP3 for
Like
for
the
our younger
whole
audience.
MP3 album.
But yeah, like a physical version of one MP3.
Of one MP3,
And just I'm going to pass around a little picture here. So that is Cliff Richard's Great Gold,
and it is
golden
gold.
hits.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is gold.
Very beautiful.
$2.
$2. Oh man, there's people, there's grandmas in England crying. My mom,
Well, they're not on eBay.
my mom loves Cliff Richard.
Oh, she
yeah,
might be on eBay.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna.
Oh, also, by the way, only played once or twice from new.
Can
So,
I inquire one question?
Yeah.
Is this pre or post Brexit?
Well,
The wounds are
technically,
still fresh.
technically it's pre because Union was formed in 1971.
Oh, okay. So
So it was
so
during the
pre-
Brentrance.
Well,
the Brentrance. The Brentrance.
were you referring to like the sale?
Yeah, the sale. The sale. Is
sale
it
was
pre or
before.
post Brexit? Because that's going to make a big difference. There too.
So Phil, your arbitrary guess because you already won.
Okay, my arbitrary guess.
Is it more or less than $2?
Click here to find out if 37 hot psychers was the answer.
37.
37 hot psychers.
I really hope people are tapping at their screen and just pausing the podcast consistently.
Click here.
It's not looking
Click on click on this audio if you can.
Click on a Red Bull
So
link.
37?
37 doses. Oh, Ted,
Super hot seconds?
I won
you
some-
you won one. So it was 2-1. It was $9.01
$9.01. So it
for an original 1977.
I'm pretty sure
LP.
you could melt down the plastic and
That's
make more money.
amazing.
Off of that.
You know what that 1 cent means? That somebody used a snipe.
They did snipe it. Yeah, they
Somebody was.
Someone sniped a Cliff Richard record. You guys have no idea how hilarious some people will find that.
There's a very small subsect of the listening audience.
Just
that's
like
really
our
fucking
UK
hilarious.
listeners will enjoy that. Hopefully, if
They
they're,
went
if they're
$5
old
and a
enough.
penny, and somebody lifted them to 901.
I can just see Grandma hovering over the 1980s computer she
Yeah.
has with her dial-up
like,
modem.
$9.
Honey, we were sniped.
We were sniped.
By a penny.
Oh man,
What's that?
I missed you. eBay price was right. Oh, so good. Alienates an entire country with the word Korea in it, but it feels so
But
good.
at least it was the southern one and not the northern one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would be in like nuclear fallout right now. if
we
pissed
started
them
a-
off.
A
Yeah.
war with the ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
As North Korea lobs
Maybe-
things
yeah.
prematurely. into
Maybe
the
that's
So-
what like the increased hostility is about. They're just
We
pissed
still
off
can't
about
reach them.
No
about
more
dis-
Price is
yeah,
Right.
no
Yeah,
more-
yeah. I
Wow,
won't even
that
try an
got
accent.
Racist.
That's
real quick.
very offensive.
Damn.
Yeah. Well,
Real
we
racist.
appreciate our Korean listener. So
Yes.
thank you for listening.
Korean listener.
Well, it's because we have a single South Korean listener, so we want to thank him very much.
And
I'm
hope
going to
that he
assume,
continues
yeah.
to download.
And hope, please continue to download and just skip past this part
yeah,
that
just
you don't like.
stop talking. Yeah, stop playing it. After.
Man, that's a new tagline for us. Small rules. Download us and just skip the parts you don't like.
yeah.
Maybe we'll put like a little sound bit in there each time.
Yeah,
we're
like-
about to get into something boring.
Yeah, or maybe you can like
Your Price is Right.
start out every episode like with a timeline and be like, skip to minute 37 if you want to hear about this. Skip to minute
Well, we should
42
just,
if you
like-
want to ignore all of that stuff and go straight to the Price is Right.
What we
And
should
then-
do is just we'll have it at the very beginning, and it'd be like, we're about to ramble. Skip the ramble, and it just goes to the intro or
Yeah.
the outro.
Yeah, and then we'll
You just skip the podcast.
then we'll be like,
click here to skip all the boring parts. Well, we've been Mobcast. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good day. Until next time.
I like to think we would do the if you want to skip eBay Price is Right, please click here, and then click here, and then it would be like
The best of.
straight to it. Oh, that would serious troll is serious. Well, that's been it for episode 26. What a year, Ted.
No, I'm excited.
Yeah.
It has been a wonderful year. This is about half the length of the original and half the length of the last episode. and
Oh
the
yeah,
previous.
we want to
Holy
thank everyone who powered through our Beast Arises. I just
Probably apologize
Yeah.
to everybody that beasted through.
That was brutally.
Beasted through. I see what you did there.
yeah.
Wait,
so
did you say beasted through,
I
or did I
did.
just think, okay, good.
I did.
Because all of a sudden I had a moment there where I thought I just thought it, and I was like, that would be hilarious.
I know personally, I love this series more, and so I will talk like on end about Beast Arises. I'm a huge fan of that series. Spoilers: Book 7 is one of the best so far.
Is it?
If not
that's
the
exciting.
best so far. I've been speaking to one of our little guys, taught about it. as well.
I've got to finish Malleus, but Eisenhorn's Malleus right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the middle of that one. So.
Well,
Yeah.
we got Gab's book too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're on our
He's going
next.
to be on hopefully soon. We haven't ironed out the date.
Yeah,
but-
so we're gonna have Gav coming back on soon here, talking about Angels of Caliban. I'm actually gonna read Dark Angel's book, so I've not done it in a while.
There we go.
Yeah.
It'll make you a better person for it.
And we're going to have like a little swear jar style thing where, because we're talking about Angels of Caliban, every time I mention a Beast Arises thing, I have to put $1 in the jar.
Oh, wow.
Because that is just, the temptation is too high. Because at this
we
point,
haven't figured out like whether or not we're going to ask him about, because he has a book coming out too. I
he
think
does.
it's what, the next
book,
one?
Book 8, The Beast
8?
Must Die.
Okay.
Is his next book. He is.
By the time he's on, we might be.
it'll be out. It'll be out. So we might try and double him
Spend
up.
about like 10 minutes worth of Dark Angels and then go at about 2 hours worth of
I think.
He'll just poop blood.
Center.
I mean, honestly, because Beast
Center.
Arises, everything is kind of heading towards the end point and everything's wrapping up. I think if we're just talking about the Beast Arises, I would just be like, hey man, does this happen? Does this happen? Hey man,
Oh,
is this going to
no.
happen? Hey, put me on my misery.
You already
Is this
did that
gonna
last
happen?
time
Maybe
he
we
was
should just
on.
get a taser so we could just like tase you every time that you're like, So I read this one little snippet in this really obscure 3rd edition codex that says that the Beast is actually just the Emperor in cosplay. Is that true? Can you verify that as information?
I think instead
That's
of
my
having,
Jonathan impression. By the way.
that was very
good.
lifelike.
Yeah.
I think instead of like a swear jar, every time you ask him something that's about to happen, we're gonna have your infinity jar where you plop one Scottish Highlander or whatever the fuck they're called into the jar.
They're Caledonians, and that gives me about 40 questions I can ask. Oh, well. So for episode...
5 per.
For episode 26, while my Caledonians are
26/1.
intact... 26/1.
Yeah.
We finally got to ramble about the Emperor's dick. We're happy times.
Right.
I have been John.
Hey, John. I'm Ted.
I've been Phil, the Glacial Geek.
Still here.
more.
Go
Oh,
to-
yeah.
go to
Check
YouTube.
him out on his YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
go to YouTube,
.com/Glacial Geek.
like C / just search
Glacial
for the
Geek.
Glacial Geek.
Geek.
The geek. Yeah.
The
Glacial
geek.
Yeah.
The layer
Glacial
geek.
Glacial Geek.
Geisha
Search for
cake.
it. Yeah, good stuff.
His geisha cake. So search his geisha cakes.
Just search for geisha cakes. I'm sure nothing weird's going to come up when you do that.
I'm gonna look that up.
Nothing
You'll see
weird's
some
gonna
man buns, though, for sure. So, yeah, join us next time. Thank you for downloading. Bye.
And we're sorry.
Goodbye. This episode of Mob Rules has been brought to you by Mob Rules Media. Please join our Facebook group and be part of the conversation at facebook.com/mobrulesak. You can also email us at themob@tophat-arts.com. Thanks for checking us out, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Don't cut it.
Don't
Sorry, don't cut it. We'll just keep doing them. We'll do the thing here real quick, so we don't have to
okay.
wait for like 3 hours for that.
That's right.
What are we doing?
And
That intro thing.
Yeah.
this time on Mob Rules.
We finally talk about the Emperor and hit the record button.
Oh, shit!
Wait, was that my job?
Oh.
No. I don't know. We talked about A Beast Rises.
We talked about. We're going to talk about Ted.
No, it doesn't
Don't
work.
ruin the illusion.
It doesn't work when it's not written down first.
All right. So this week on Mob Rules, we talk about the Tale of Gamers.
We talk
about Gamer's Tale.
We talk about Gamer Tale.
We talk about hitting Gamer's Tail.
Hitting Gamer Tale every
I
2
want that
weeks.
one.
We talk about hitting Gamer Tale every 2 weeks.
We get into the Emperor's golden
talk about the Emperor.
Pocket.
Emperor.
Ooh, the Emperor's golden pocket.
We rally around the Emperor with a bolter full of shells.
Oh man, are you gonna text me something? Because I have to go get my
I
phone.
am.
Okay.
Oh, goddamn.
I'm going to listen to dead air while I'm recording it, or editing now.
Da, 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 da. Fuck. Da, da, da. Enjoy this, Ted, while you're at it. Hope you like it.
You know this is going to be an outro, right?
Ted, listen to this. Listen to this while you're at it.
I told Andy DeVoe we'd talk to him about podcasting today.
Okay.
Shit. So I might have to go to tier 1.
Talk about the
I made it
Emperor.
to tier 1. Damn it.
Oh, you have to go to tier 1.
Yeah.
Poor baby. Well, you have to find out where your son is first. Hopefully, still playing tennis. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. God, it sounded like you were about to explode.
Pow!
Yeah. I got Ted all over me.
That's what she said.
All over your back. Oh, hey, it's John. We're joined by the glacial cake, the geisha cake.
We're joined again by the geisha.
Cakes. We talk about gamer tales. We started the tale over 4 gamers. We talk about the Emperor of Mankind, and we welcome back an old friend. It's been a full year of Mob Rules. Who's the old friend?
eBay Price is Right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
It's
So
episode
wait,
26 of Mob Rules.
/1.
26.5.
So I'll start. So no, you do the this week on Mob or this time on Mob Rules.
All right, ready?
Okay, yeah.
This week on Mob Rules,
We are joined again by the Glacial Geek.
Geisha cake.
Yeah.
Geisha cake.
Yep.
Geisha cakes.
Geisha cakes. We talk about Gamer Tale as we start the Tale of Four Gamers.
With like 10 of us.
Ooh, that's dirty.
We talk about the Emperor of Mankind.
And we welcome back an old friend.
Me, right?
eBay Price is Right.
No, not me.
You're on here all the time.
You
It's
said
been a
friend.
full year of Mob Rules.
It's been a full year of Mob Rules.
Sorry about that.
Sorry. Okay, let's one more time.
Oh, no.